Hello, everyone. I wanted to do a follow up video to my one on persistence, where my 6-year-old taught me a lesson. I wanted to talk today about the other P, perseverance, and how that really ends up being a major determination between success and failure. And one of the things that I wanted to share with you is that in addition to my love of motorsports, I have a 74 CJ5 Jeep. And my husband and I went with some friends and our daughter on Sunday, and we went four-wheeling with it. It's the first time we've ever taken it out, and our perseverance made the day actually happen. We got up, got ready to go, grabbed breakfast, got to the gas station, and filled it up with fuel, and it started leaking out the bottom. So now my husband is watching. Hello, good morning, Elizabeth. And so we text the people we were supposed to meet and said, broken fuel line, unsafe to drive, took the Jeep home. Within 5 minutes of getting home, my husband and I looked at it. It was a simple fix. We fixed it, cut the fuel line, reattached it, went back and texted and called the people that we were meeting and said, hey, we can be there in about 20 minutes, half hour. Great, we're going to meet them. We go about our way. Go out, have a great time. We've been out for an hour and a half, 2 hours or so. And all of a sudden we go down into one of the gullies in the ravine, the canyon that we were in, and we're stuck. So it's like, hang on, get on the radio, hang on, we're stuck, give us a minute. And we kind of looked and, my husband's like, check that it's in four-wheel because it's old, right? Realized it had popped out of four-wheel drive. So put it back in four-wheel drive, able to get back and on our way. Decide that we're done for the day. We're headed down out of the canyon. Not really sure at this point where we're coming out of the canyon. And we go and fairly easy road, a lot of shale and a lot of rock since we're in the Las Vegas area. And we started down. It was really flat. It was really, to me, looking back, it's kind of funny. And I'm listening, and it sounds all of a sudden like the motor's missing. And I'm like, man, really? Come on. So I look out, and it's not the motor missing. It's a flat tire. So I look, and I'm like, really? Okay, radio to the other car, one of the other cars that we're with. Pull over. Yep, sure enough, front left tire is almost completely flat at that point. So, of course, unprepared. We haven't really prepared this Jeep yet for four-wheeling. So we had to so my husband and his friend Christian went and had to go pick up the jack, had to go pick up the tire. So they took off. The other couple and friends that we were with stayed with my daughter and I at the Jeep. We had plenty of water. We were prepared for possibly getting stuck. We weren't prepared for getting past being stuck. So my husband and his friend go get the tire, come back, start to jack the truck up or the Jeep up, and we get the wheel off, and then all of a sudden the soft ground starts to give way and the Jeep starts to tilt over on the jack. So we scramble, we get it on, get it done, get the tire back on, get everything situated, get back down the mountain, and we get back to our house. And about a block and a half from the house, my husband's like, uh-oh, I don't know what I did with the wheel lock. Which, for those of you who are unfamiliar with what a wheel lock is, it is a lot of times cars will have one lug nut that is different, that is actually locked on there so no one can steal your wheels and tires. He doesn't know what he did with it. So I'm like, okay, well, hopefully it's in the back of the Jeep with Christian, our friend that was with us, who has the tire and the jack. If not, we can take a ride back up and look for it. And so Christian and me sits at the house. It's not in the back of the truck. Christian doesn't have it. And I was like, well, I wonder if it just got dropped or something as we were finishing up and before we left. My husband was like, you'll never find it. No, it's a futile act to go back and look for it. I was determined. I wanted to know, because I mean the lock's probably 5 years old, so chances of us finding a match to it or having to pay somebody to cut those off and get new ones, for me it was worth the 30-minute drive. So I persevered. I went out. My husband's like, nope, go. There's self-service where you go. Daughter and I are going to stay here. So I go and I get to where we came out of the trail and I can't get up the trail. It's too steep. So I found another way to go back up and get back on the trail that we exited from. Get up there and I first think I see it. I'm like, ooh, it's a black, it's about 4 inches. It's black. We were on gray, white rock and shale. I should be able to find this, right? First time I stop, it's not, it's scat. It's an animal dropping. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's a little further up or it's a little further back from where we were. I pull up, I see something dark again in the middle of the road. I stop and there's the lug lock sitting right in the middle of the road. So of course, me being me, I've got to send a picture to my husband and my friend saying, hell yeah, found it. See you in about 20 minutes. So thinking that this adventure was over, start back down the hill, get about 2 blocks from my house, and I again hear a funky noise from the beginning, or from the front of the Jeep. And because we had set it down where we set it down and tightened the lug nuts and everything, we neglected to check those lug nuts once we were on solid, steady ground. So about 2 blocks from my house, there's this clunking noise, fairly rhythmic, coming from the front of the Jeep every time I move. The lug nuts were loose. So I nursed it home, got it home, and the Jeep is still able to drive. Turns out we had like a 2 to 3 inch gash in the tire. Took it, got it fixed. We're ready to go again. And so this story is all about perseverance, because what I want to let you know is, as a business owner, life throws you monkey wrenches. It's going to throw you curveballs. It's going to, all of a sudden, the road that you wanted to take was closed. The opportunity that you thought you had is no longer there, or it's changed. So I encourage you as a business owner to continue to persevere. There was actually a quote this week from one of the networking groups that I belong to, that one of the biggest differences between entrepreneurs who succeed and entrepreneurs who fail is perseverance. So I look forward to watching you and hearing about your stories of perseverance. And until next time, I'm Krista Karate with Velocity Business Strategists, accelerating success. Have a wonderful day.